always in focus. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Roy, give me a sound check real quick here.
Check. Checking in from Oakland. This is Roy Nyberg.
Awesome. Everything looks like it's go. Well, I am remote, or I am in beautiful Chicago for this presentation of the QuadR Wrestling Report. Welcome, everyone. A fun, big week in wrestling. We've got professional wrestling news with Raph. We've got conference weekend, and we've got our regular season awards. So, pretty big action-packed show. Roy, why don't you go ahead and give us an open, and then we will get rolling.
Okay. Welcome to the QuadR Wrestling Report. I'm your host, Roy Nyberg, along with my co-host, Ralph Nyberg, and brother. We strive to keep our finger on the pulse of you, the wrestling community. We stream live on X and YouTube. You can find our clips also on Instagram and to a lesser extent on TikTok.
Beautiful. All right. Awesome. Like I said, it should be a pretty fun show. I'm sure that hopefully everybody's not wrestling podcast out. So this is this is a little bit late in the week for us. We usually go on Wednesday. I know I've been running back and forth and catching up on a lot of the podcasts, but let's go ahead and see what we got going on tonight. So tonight's probables, we will, as always, start at 125 with the quote of the week. 133, we're going to do a little RAF 6 recap. There's plenty to talk about there. Probably could be its own show. 141, brief introduction to RAF 7. Talk a little bit about the title match and the new weight class. Do a little information on the women's tournament. That's also going on this weekend. So if you want to, you got 10 screens going, that's another option for you. Then we'll do our regular season awards. We haven't really... some of them have. I'm going to make you pick the winner, Roy.
Okay.
I built the candidates, and you got to pick the winner. So, and then we'll talk a little bit about Big 10s and Big 12 duels. 184 healthy scratch, 197. I think it's a grades issue, and then we'll wrap things up heavyweight and best of social. So, pretty awesome. This week's quote of the week comes from Coach Izzy Martinez. Your Fargo teammate and RAF founder and wrestling club. Anyway, motivational mindset for RAF wrestlers. What I really just liked about this is the ability to pack that much cliche into like a short bundle there. 85% of the first takedowns win matches. Set a suicide pace. Don't cheat the person in the mirror. Be selfish. Can't quit when it gets hard. So, I mean, I don't know why he didn't talk about towing the line.
Yeah.
But that's about the only thing he missed. So I thought that was just kind of fun. Yeah, so there was, speaking of RAF, a little bit to talk about. Any thoughts on Izzy Martinez's quote here?
Yeah, well, it makes me think of Gabe Arnold, where 100% of the last takedown wins the match.
Right. Yeah.
Get the sudden victory and job one.
Actually, you're right. But the last is also the first in Gabe Arnold's case. So,
that's true.
typically, both of those things are true. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. All right. So, RAF 6, lots of opinions, lots of people talking about it, mostly about the fight and things like that. But anyway, speaking to the fact that they, whether you're interested in the matches or not, they're very good matchmakers. We were at 50%. So we picked 6 of the 12 matches correctly. And and that's with 7 tech falls. That's how crazy it is. There were 7 completely lopsided tech fall matches, and we only got 6 total right on the whole card. So, anyway, they're starting to give out awards, kind of going with like that UFC route, if you want to call it, where they do like fight bonuses or knockout of the night and stuff like that. So the match of the night went to Buchanan and Evie. And so that was their match of the night. They're by the numbers on that one. So you had 5 takedowns for Evan Wick. There were 3 shutouts on the night. Cejudo, Sakazanov, and Zahid. And 138 points total. Okay. So that's on 12 matches, a little over 10 a match. That's a probably good average. 13 points were the most scored by Andrew Alirez. Quickest victory was Zahid against the Egyptian Prince. And then 7, as I mentioned before, 7 of the 12 were tech falls. I don't know, that's good or bad, but I thought it was interesting. So JO won. That was crazy. Let's talk about that a little bit. Alirez, Sakazanov, TV, Metroseli, however you say that. I'm never going to get that right. All won in terms of the what we would call sort of the competitive and interesting, like they're all can be interesting, but we'll call the world level type competitions. So a lot of people bagging on the announcers, specifically Juliana Pena, when she accused, or she thought that
Buchanan
was having a heart attack. Yep. You're a little frozen right now. I just heard you say
my video
Buchanan.
frozen, but you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the? Yeah, that was pretty wild. I mean, he's obviously grabbing his rib, and then
right. He was obviously injured.
Mhm.
So it was strange to jump to a heart attack.
Yeah, right.
But then also after they mentioned possible heart attack, then they just said he's gassed.
Right. Yeah, right. They went from like, yeah, a heart attack to like, he just didn't take this seriously. And they literally was grabbing his rib the entire time. And like, yeah, that was, yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, I thought that like, I guess people not knowing everything or everything like that, like, I guess is not as bad as like I mean, the heart attack thing kind of lost it for me. I think they probably do need to work on building a new team.
Well, I think it's not bad to have someone who doesn't actually know all the rules.
For sure.
Because they ask questions that probably most people who are watching the show are asking.
Yeah.
And it's good to not like presume that everyone has watched like hundreds of freestyle matches before.
Yeah.
But there was that situation with Jordan Oliver and Bo Bartlett.
Speaking of rules, apparently the refs and the wrestlers were like confused about what the rule set was. Yeah. So Bo Bartlett says that he was told that they were not doing grounded yet. And I know that like, so in the last RAF, like those new grounding UWW rules came out literally like 2 days before the RAF event. So they didn't do it. I remember Willie saying that we're not implementing the new rule set because it's only been like 2 days, but we are going forward. And Jo was clearly upset that he wasn't getting points on the push outs, and Bartlett was clearly intentionally grounding himself in the old classic style. After the match, Bartlett was like, I was told that we weren't doing grounding, and anyway, like he won the match initially, and then they rescored the match. So like, they don't want delay, and I get that, right? They're going to probably have to live with a little bit, right? I mean, so their idea is like we'll be constantly doing reviews. We're not going to stop for review, but we're going to have like people watching and reviewing the fight matches, the wrestling matches as they go, and then if there's a score change, we'll just make the change. Which, like, they really need to stop the clock if they're changing the score, in my opinion. Blow it dead and let the wrestlers know, that hey, it's now 5-3 or 4-2 or whatever it happens to be. Like, just because that's obviously the current score plays a huge role in the strategy that you would implement, right? So, I mean, I get the idea of not wanting bricks. I think that like maybe they should try to come up with a faster review system, right? I mean, it's only a brick's only one, right? I mean, if they're wrong, right? So it's one per match. All right, so you're moving again, so that's good. So, I mean, I feel like you could do bricks if you had like in the way football does it is that they're constantly reviewing, right? I mean, football's easier because there's stop and play all the time, right? I mean, there's like, but you could still, if you're constantly reviewing and then like they throw the brick and like you could get it down to like 30 seconds probably.
Or less. Like, remember the first few seasons of replay in football were awful.
Yeah, right.
And everyone was like, we got to get rid of this. And they were like, trust us, we'll get it down to like, but it doesn't even slow anything down. They just review everything instantly, essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that we will get there with the wrestling. It was just so interesting that Jordan Oliver made such a fuss that I was watching and I was like, they should penalize him or DQ him for how much he's, jawing
Yeah.
at the ref.
And that's
And then
what
it turned out he was right the whole time.
right. Like, and Bartlett was like, he's thinking the same thing because like what they told him is
Right,
like no bricks and you got to run back to center, no wasting time. Like that's
right.
and we're doing grounding. That's what he's operating
Well,
off of.
I
You
don't
know.
know if Bartlett's quote, I read it as, because I'm sure the ref told him we're doing grounded in the moment, but I don't know that the ref or the athletes before were briefed by Raf. The way I read it was the athletes were briefed that we're doing grounded, but
Right.
that particular ref in that match just had a brain fart or whatever and told Bartlett we're doing grounded, and so Bartlett just
Oh,
adjusted,
really?
which was because those are the old rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was never fully explained. You like, right? It's, you can read these quotes different ways, and it was obviously like watching it live. They did not explain. They were just like, "Oh, I guess Jordan won.
I mean, as someone who
Let's keep
knows,
moving on."
right, if you're familiar with freestyle wrestling and you know the new rule set, you're like,
Right,
okay, then that was, I mean, it was like, okay, they've adjusted the proper score, but that's not really like
right,
fair to do post match. And like, but Bo's a team player. He's like, okay, whatever, he's like, thanks for the opportunity. And then like, um, so I thought that like he handled it well. And like, I mean, that's the thing. It's, you don't want to like, I mean, they can just not have you back. Right? So like, you might
yeah.
as well like, and you're still in the
I mean,
mix.
that's up the rematch.
Hmm. Speaking of
Yeah.
setting up rematches, we had the brawl.
Oh yeah. Oh, this was a mess from the beginning.
What's
Um,
that?
this whole match, in the
Yeah,
first 30 seconds,
yeah, that
I was
hard
like,
clubbing and like,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but Willie broke his like ankle in like three places, like
Yes.
getting all into the business.
Has anyone found the like where Willie is in these videos? Because I looked a little bit and I couldn't find him
There's some
to see like.
images you can see it if you go out to X. You'll
Okay.
see like he might have been late to tackle. I think he didn't go out there. He said didn't go out there till he saw like Izzy out there and he had to have his back. So like I don't
Yeah.
know, like it. I mean, so like they immediately signed for a submission grappling match. Did you see that? And
Yeah.
and then like they canceled it because like Raf's like,
Right.
no, I mean, it was gonna be like, do we like lean in? Do we? I mean, like, so anyway, like lots of people like had a lot of opinions, but I guess this is professional combat sports.
Hmm.
Crazy things like fights, legacy matches, stunt matches, undercards, prelims. Like this is what professional combat sports is. And like, it's not your Regan or, like even like the world championships. And so I think I feel like wrestling fans are having a hard time like adjusting, like, I mean, obviously the announcer thing can be, and people have different opinions about announcers and the rules thing was bad, but that's obviously a fixable thing. You think that's gonna? I mean, that's not gonna happen again, right? I mean, they've built this product, and they're like, and people are complaining, about matches. You had like Buchanan versus a Paris silver medalist. You have
Yeah.
freaking Sedgelayev got signed, right? I mean, you have Taz, I mean, like it's crazy that like what would you ever like want them to build in 5 months in a professional wrestling league more than like this? I just think it's crazy. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
give me a break. I don't know, but I mean, if you don't like professional combat sports, I mean, if you're not a UFC or a boxing person or whatever, this may be like foreign to you. I don't know what's professional jiu-jitsu like. I don't really watch that. Not like Raf, I suppose.
Well, I guess the analogous thing is there is a traveling promotion called Fight to Win,
Hmm.
where they have a stable of professionals that travel, and then they'll also fill up the card with like local people.
Right. Okay. Tough man.
So yeah, and it'll be like two local brown belts. I mean, those events are like 6 hours long. I mean, it's like a whole jujitsu thing where the real card, like the undercard is like 5 hours or
Right.
and then they might have like one of the like really best local black belts do a match against one of their traveling professional black belts. Anyway, it's well done, and I can't think of like fights happening, but things can get chippy. I think in jujitsu, because there's such a real, risk of serious joint injury if you
Right.
like lose your cool, that it's just like kind of a rare thing.
Hmm.
I guess for me personally, when I was watching that whole situation, I just think of like the Tsarukian. He's like a MMA fighter, right?
Yeah, number one
Yeah,
contender in UFC, I think.
right. And so if he's taking the time to go to like a wrestling thing, you should wrestle with him and not like club him, you know?
Yeah. No,
It's,
I.
it's sort of like when the jujitsu people invite wrestlers over and there's no point in like tapping him in like 5 seconds and like, what did you even prove? Like that this isn't his sport,
Right. Hmm.
So you should like do jujitsu with him or do wrestling or whatever with him and not like just be a, I don't know, like a
Yeah.
clubber, meathead, and I don't know. So as a wrestler, I was like feeling like we weren't good hosts, actually. Um,
Yeah. So that's how he wrestled Muggsy too. Like the first thing he did is he clubbed the crap out of Muggsy.
right.
I didn't feel as bad about that. I guess, I guess, like it was like it ended the match so fast, right? Whereas, like, I mean, like that was never a match, right? Whereas,
Yeah, yeah,
like this was like, I mean, he lost. He's a
right.
he's a D1 wrestler. He should be able to out wrestle a MMA guy. But I mean,
Yeah,
Armin's looked good in Raf.
yeah, he
I
looked
mean, other
good.
than like punching people too much and stuff like that. But uh, beyond that, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Check something here. We go on here to like. Well, I was gonna like, sometimes when you change sound stuff, it like crashes us out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to do that. So I don't know if I'm gonna have the sound working for
Okay.
but anyway, cool. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It was a good card, I thought. I mean, we learned a
Yeah,
lot. We learned that Keegan O'Toole is probably done being competitive at a world level, right?
yeah,
We learned that Alirez has his health back at least to a
he's
certain
back.
level. Yeah, so he looked good, and that's great for 65 kilograms for the U.S. You got J.O.
Mhm.
Bartley. You got, I mean, so 65 is really stacking up. I mean, the world trials, Olympic trials, things like that should be a fun. I mean, you got Jesse Mendez looming. Like yeah, it's gonna be great. So anyway, I thought it was a good, fun card, and now RAF 7, we got a new weight class. Did you hear about this? So
No.
we have a title match for
Oh,
Taz versus
okay.
Schneider, and
Yeah.
then there is a new weight class. You probably won't be able to hear this, and actually, no one can hear it. So, so it's not
But it looks
working for me.
dynamic.
But so I'm gonna have to tell you what's going on. So they're going to 190 and 215.
Okay.
So they're going like they're trying to align to like the Olympic weights. So they're doing like a 190 and a 215. And then as he goes on in the video, he's like, "What happens? What happens with Bo Nickel?" And he's like, "Well, Bo can ride off into the sunset, or he can cut, or he can move up to 215." So basically, they're stripping him of his title and
Yes.
telling him that like, "Hey, cut weight or go up." So
Right.
I'm all in for Bo Sedgelayev, Bo Tazadinov, Bo Schneider. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's going up. I mean, he was a small 205. So
Right.
does he cut down to 190? And then you're like looking at what, Zahid?
Yeah.
And you're looking at like Bo Zahid, Bo Dake, or Dake? No, Dake be the class below, right? So, but
Wait, so,
I'm not sure.
actually,
Anyway,
isn't Snyder's or Zahid's not the champ, right? Dake is the champ.
right, Dake's a champ. Yeah.
So I think Dake is at that weight.
Yeah.
He's
So
86 anyway.
yeah. So I think that like so that's cool. I thought it was just funny. You know, they just eliminated his weight class. And then they're like, so what happens to Bo Nickel? I was like, well, he can just pound sand.
Great.
or cut weight. Or like I just thought, yeah, that's again
Sacrifices have been made.
that's professional combat sports, right? So what happens? So anyway, so with the new weight class, this is a title match. So Taz and Snyder is a title match. The Buchanan TV match was a eliminator. So the winner of that gets the winner of this. And then I'm not sure when Sedgelayev rolls in. But he looked really, really good at that last ranking series. Did you see any of it? Like
Sedgelayev?
Yeah. He's back in form. Look better than ever. Holy cow. That doesn't age.
Yeah. Raph ever had a non-American versus non-American in any match? Because if Taz won this match, he would have faced
right. Evie, yeah. No, I don't think they have.
Right.
So anyway, that's cool. And I actually appreciate them. I mean, it makes sense to align to the Olympic weights. I mean, because especially if you're bringing in foreign talent, because like it seems like a lot of the foreign countries don't care at all about non-Olympic weights.
Or just non-Olympic events in general.
Yeah. And I mean, it was cool to have a non-American woman win. Like they're finally, I mean, they're bringing in some international talent that's actually like not there just to be fodder, you know, Kendi Blades or whatever. So anyway, exciting. I thought I like the card. I like the shift in the weight classes. All right, women's tourney. It's going to be streaming on ESPN Plus, March 6th and 7th in Coralville, Iowa, Stream Arena. So 10 weight classes, 18 wrestlers each. Top 8 are all American. And so a couple changes. So this is all divisions for this year, but I think they're going to start separating the divisions. But like Iowa can't bring, it used to be I think 13. Like a team could bring 13 wrestlers, but now it's 10. So it's 1 per team. So per weight, yeah, sorry. And per weight per team. So yeah, you can't double up weights. I mean, it's like 1 per weight class, right? You can't bring 10 125ers or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, should be cool. Should be fun. I mean, it's tough. I mean, that like they picked a tough weekend to get wrestling fans watching. Yes. You know, I mean, this is like, I mean, you know,
next weekend would have been like a lot more.
Yeah, I feel like why not take the weekend where nobody's doing anything, right? I mean, the okay, so that's not true. That's going to be the D2 men's next weekend. Right. So that's why they didn't do it. This is a lot of competition for sure. But good luck. Grand Valley's got 8 qualifiers, I think 7 or 8. So they should do well. Stanford ACC championships, right?
Yep.
That's a one-day event, just Sunday. That I saw.
Yeah, it's a one-day event.
Wow.
Starts at 10 a.m. and they wrestle till they're done.
Crank it out. Ooh, all right, here we are. The inaugural. Is that the right word? The inaugural regular season awards for the QuadR Wrestling Report. All right, so we haven't coordinated completely here, so we have some categories, and some of them I came up with contenders, and then Roy's going to have to, on the fly, determine who is the winner of the various awards. So anyway, before we get to the awards, I want to recognize some wrestlers that toed the line and accomplished things. So this is the In the Streets Award or recognition. So these are the wrestlers with the most total matches this year. Okay, so lots of we got Andrew Riel from Brown, 30-4 with 34 matches. Dominic Ferraro of Edinburgh had 34 matches as well at 149 pounds. James Conway, Franklin and Marshall had 30 matches, as did Devin Dawson for Northern Illinois, and Aiden Wallace from Duke had 29 matches. So pretty cool, getting after it. Those are like what everybody had, like 10 years ago or something. But there's still some people who are hitting the tournament. The pin leaders, so heavyweight very highly represented in the pin leaders, as probably true most years. Vincent Miller from Columbia had 11 falls. Joe Curtis from Columbia at 184 had 10. Malachi Duvall from George Mason at 184 had 9. James Campbell from Michigan State had 9 as well at heavyweight. Alex Semenko from Brown at 285 also had 8 pins. Not that many, right? I mean, back in the day when they had like those like pinners and stuff, like the Askrens and stuff like that, where but they're, I mean,
100 career, over 100 career.
Exactly. Like leading the league, it's like complete games in baseball or something, right? Like 2 leads the league now, and guys used to have like 20 of them or whatever, different eras. And then your tech falls. So tech king this year was Younger Bastida with 13 tech falls. Ben DeVino of Ohio State had 11. James Conway, prevalent on these lists. Franklin Marshall had 11 tech falls. Wyatt Henson at Lockhaven had 10. And your guy from Stanford, Daniel Cardenas, had 9. Again, doesn't seem super high numbers, but I guess you wrestle less matches, you get less tech falls. But wanted to recognize our regular season leaders for matches and falls and tech falls. All right, breakout star. This is candidate number 1 here, Roy. You got to think about this for you, okay? There's 3 candidates for breakout star. Aaron Seidel, 13-1, 10 techs, Midlands champion. I'm not sure. So you can treat breakout any way you'd like. I kind of feel like breakout has to be someone you weren't necessarily either wasn't completely on the radar or for one reason or another. So I mean, Seidel's good, but he was not, he lost to Forrest, and like he's just not as big a name, right? Not as, I mean, those young guys who do the freestyle real heavily and things like that tend to be like more on the radar than these like really good folk style kids who all right, so that's 1.
Okay.
Number 2, Jackson Joy. Jackson Joy is 25-1, TKLV champion, 21 bonus wins. All right, and he is ranked number 2. Undefeated all the way up to the last duel where he lost to Coy Biskins. Number 3 is Jax Forrest. I spent the first semester in high school, and 10-0, 90% bonus. Got some top 10 wins and impressive top 10 wins. Not just winning matches, but some dominant ones in there. But Seidel and him was a super competitive match.
Really close.
The honorable mentions for the breakout star include Marcus Blaze, Ladarian Lockett, PJ Duke, Coy Biskins, Sergio Vega, and Ben DeVino. Anybody I forgot?
Or anybody you forgot? Come on, Angelo Posada.
No, yeah, I guess that's true. All right.
He's the 1 seed in the ACC. But no, this is a great list. Okay, so I'm picking between these 3 choices. Let me go in backwards order. So Jax Forrest, lots of intrigue about whether he would even wrestle in college this season. He's looked awesome, but the one mark kind of against him is he was winning college opens when he was a sophomore in high school,
right?
And was on the U.S. World Team. So I'm not sure that he's like breakout.
I know, breakout in the sense that you didn't expect him to wrestle in college this year, but yeah, he's not a surprise to any, for sure.
Jackson Joy also has had an awesome year. He took that 1 loss L to Coy Biskins. He probably had the breakout match when he teched Larkin in the finals of CKLV in the period. If the category was breakout match, like, whoa, who's this guy? I think Jackson Joy would get it. And then Aaron Seidel, who that was like a name that people were saying, and they're like, he's really good on top. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, that works for like a month or two. But
Right.
people like kind of figure it out. I mean, even Spencer Lee got a little bit figured out.
Mhm.
As good as he was, he took some L's. Um, but I would say that I did not expect him to. He's the one that surprised me the most in terms of just really, really beating really good people. And he took a loss to Forrest, even though, if I recall, he won the takedown battle in
Yeah,
that match.
3-1. Yeah.
And in this era with 3-point takedown, it's kind of hard to.
2-1 maybe. Yeah, he lost it though. Yeah.
Right. So, um, and as a Virginia Tech, man, Virginia Tech is just making moves, man.
Mhm.
They're really, really good soon, or should be. The future is unknowable. So for my breakout star, the person I wasn't even thinking that much about, I'm going to pick Aaron Seidel.
All right. Congratulations, Aaron Seidel. You are the inaugural QuadR Wrestling Report breakout star of the. Awesome. All right, and all these wrestlers are phenomenal.
Just to add one more thing.
Yeah.
He went from not on my list to on my list of like appointment watching. I mean, he's really, really good.
Yes, he is. He's fun to watch wrestle. Almost everybody on this list is pretty fun to watch wrestle.
But I think Joy and Forrest were already on my list.
All right, so the best post match.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got number 1, keep CBU wrestling. So now they're like parading their shirts after their matches, so that's candidate 1. Number 2 is AJ Ferrari and the splits. Number 3 is the Cody handshake. So Cody Mero with the speed handshake. Been fun to watch. It's got a good stick there, but honestly, I didn't have to wait for you to have a candidate here. There's only one of these that gets reposted by everyone in the community and draws comments, and like there is one obvious winner to the best post-match celebration, and that is AJ Ferrari.
You didn't put the Braden Davis upkick as honorable mention.
Yeah, I had the Braden Davis tantrum as but I removed that.
Right. We don't want to promote that.
Right. We don't want to promote that. This isn't Wrath. There's a future there though for Raging Braden Davis and Wrath.
For sure. It'll be sad when the AJ splits are gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the year we say goodbye, or is he like got another year of eligibility?
He's made noise about trying somehow.
Right.
He was like national champion in 2018 or something, and somehow he's still found at least some plausible legal way to wrestle again. This might be it. So you never know with
might
AJ.
Be it. So, right. I feel like every match from now on could be his last, and he's got to break out the splits at a heavy gate. All right. So toughest schedule. I didn't actually even like put candidates out there when I just started looking over like who was really in the streets and who wrestled the toughest schedule. It's obviously Iowa. They wrestled these are wrestle stats dual rankings, but they wrestled number 1 PSU. They wrestled number 2 Oklahoma State twice. They wrestled number 3 Ohio State University. They wrestled number 4 Iowa State. They're number 5. They wrestled number 6 Nebraska. They wrestled number 7 Michigan. I'm not sure. That's pretty high ranking for Michigan, but I didn't make it. They wrestled 10 Illinois, 11 Minnesota, 14 Missouri, and 18 Pitt. Went 12-6, so they suffered more losses than they had under brands, but there is no questioning that they were that they wrestled a brutal schedule for sure. So
yeah, hats off to them for scheduling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
Saying yes to the competition. Yeah.
They went to national duels. They scheduled, Oklahoma State out of conference. So yes. Thank you, Hawkeyes, for all that fun wrestling. All right, so the top duels. So this was like based on top teams and competitiveness, I guess is like. So number one, first finalist, I should say, Iowa versus Oklahoma State, number one. So Iowa was spotting Oklahoma State 6 points because they didn't have a heavyweight, right? This was sort of the first weekend where we got to see Ferrari. I think we were pretty confident in his abilities because he wrestled a little bit last year. But then Indine was the X factor, and Indine won them this duel, right?
Yep.
So he had that 4-3 decision over Cody Merrill, and Cody Merrill shown to be a phenomenal wrestler, right? I mean, it was a very impressive victory, and more impressive as the year went on. And ended up winning by 2 points. And yeah, so that's candidate number one. I mean, it created some great stories. I mean, and Dean's story kind of fizzled out and things like that, but it was, it was exciting. Oklahoma State,
the Indine story.
Well, Caliendo lost, right? To Lockett. Caliendo lost to Lockett. So we got to see. Yeah, right. And Dean's story is yet to be written.
Exactly. It just changed directions, and now there's going to be a sequel and maybe even more.
Super fun. I mean, this is where we really got to see those freshmen, competing for Oklahoma State and stuff like that. So it was a great duel, and Iowa won. The old guard. Now, Oklahoma State got their get backs for sure. But number 2, NC State Cornell. This was pretty recently. Had the, so it was a 1-point duel. You could argue that the NC State wrestler could have been stalled out and disqualified in the last match. Ran the whole time, and the ref just didn't give him the last stalling call. And obviously that would have flipped the duel. But that was certainly legitimate. But it's really, what settled this duel was really the Biskins Joy match, right? And Biskins winning in overtime, sudden victory, and not tiebreakers. So I hate tiebreakers. I mean, it was on a Joy bad shot, I don't know. It's interesting. So anyway, final score is 1 point, but NC State jumped out to a 16-0 lead. So,
right.
That's another thing is like they really got run down, which is kind of fun to see in duels. We got this 16-0 and then like, So definitely like Shapiro Ruiz got that clutch win when he was down big and just kind of battled, got back. So great duel, and very competitive. The last one was Cyhawk. Obviously, this is a big deal. This is the first time that Cyclones actually got Iowa in many, many, many moons, 20-some years, right? You had Gaetan defeating Patrick Kennedy, right? And I have to forget about that match because I keep picking Gaetan to win matches.
Right. Since then.
It's like, no.
It's even more like improbable that happened.
He's like he's like the Cam Caffey, He beat like Gabe Dean one time, and you're like, oh yeah, pencil him in for a round of 16 now. Anyway, but obviously over 12,000 people in Hilton. Bonus points from Etchemindia, Zervin.
That also created a viral moment because it was the goon at Casey's that got under MJ's skin.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it was awesome, and this was on the flagship, right? This was on ESPN, right? I mean, and both duels that ESPN hosted were great, and both had Iowa on the short end of the stick for sure. But so those are your 3 duels. Any comments on those duels, Roy?
Yeah, I'll just say a little bit about each of them. The Iowa versus Oklahoma State number 1, especially with that forfeit, and just looking at Oklahoma State's lineup, I thought Oklahoma State was going to win. I think I had picked them, so that was like a great win for Iowa. Something that's not on here on our finalists, but Iowa wrestled Ohio State in the finals of the NDI. And that was kind of like whoa, Ohio State's really good.
Yeah, I wanted to pick duels that were
close.
Competitive, right? I mean, obviously there were some great duels for
that was
Penn State fans and things like that. But
right, but sometimes, when you go into a duel and think it's going to be competitive and then it's not. because Penn State, you're hoping like we got one way we might win it, and like
Yeah.
then they're like no,
No.
40-0. Um, yeah, NC State versus Cornell, and I just love that. Like 15 years ago, if you said that that was like a really important duel for the season, you'd have been like, really? So
Right.
nice to see non-Big Ten schools like being like super relevant in the top 10 conversation. Um, and it had that like the Joys' only loss of the year, Coy Biskins. Man, I was just really impressed with him when I saw the NC State versus Stanford duel live
Hmm.
when he majored in Valencia. Really impressive wrestler. NC State's really impressive. And then Iowa State versus Iowa. Oh, there's just so much history to that. And then it lived up to it. Because sometimes, the history is like more than like the this year, but I feel like this year like really lived up to the whole thing. So I will pick for the duel of the year, Iowa State versus Iowa.
Cyhawk. Yeah, I think that would have been my pick as well. Just with all the history and grandeur and like just yeah, that was fun. It was a fun duel. Maybe not so much if you're an Iowa fan or something, but uh, you they've gotten plenty of them. I mean, it's been leading up, right? I mean, the last few years, you're like, yeah, Cyclones might get them this year. You're like, it's been like Lucy in the football for so long, and like finally stepped up and got her done. So right on ESPN in front of 12,000 fans. So super cool. All right. So here we go. We got the regular season MVP finalists. So first finalist for the regular season MVP is Younger Bastida, 21-0. He is the Tech Fall King for this year. He is 102-2 in takedowns, and he is 5-0 against the top 10. And there's a pretty solid crop of heavyweights this year. So that is not a laughing matter. We have Jesse Mendez. Jesse Mendez is 19-0 with 17 bonus victories. He's pretty much, I put in there total domination. So
Yeah.
like, he's just smashing dudes. And pretty excited to see him in Vega. Hopefully they hit, because I don't feel like anybody else in the world's got anything for Jesse Mendez. So and he hit 100 career wins, and it's nice to see people in the streets,
Yeah.
like to see people getting matches and getting out there and competing. So, and then third MVP finalist, Mitchell Messenbrink. So Mitchell is 19-0 with 100% bonus. He is the number one pound for pound for flow, and he owns 165. I mean, he is. Ever since David Carr left, nobody's really, come very close to Mitchell. So, continued a long string of dominance. So, those are your three finalists, Roy. Why don't you give us a little bit on each one?
This is hard to choose. Okay, Younger Bastida. Man, there's something that really grounds your team if you know your heavyweight is like the guy.
Right.
And I got to see Iowa State versus Stanford, so I got to see one of his tech falls. Uh, so it's hard to argue with any of that, and I think there just is something to the heavyweight, even though they don't even start at 125 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Younger, Jesse Mendez. I mean, all these guys are undefeated,
Right.
but I think there's also something to Jesse Mendez, just like really dominating. And he's not, and it's not all hard clubs. Like it's technique, it's everything, it's pushing the pace. I think that does have an effect on your team, knowing that you've got that guy there. I'm just in terms of MVP, since they are all undefeated,
Right.
I'm thinking about how it would affect my team to have this guy
Right.
on my team. And then Messenbrink, oof, like 100% bonus rate.
Right.
And like, and penciled in, I mean, as good as Younger and Jesse are, like, there's another undefeated heavyweight and there's another undefeated 141, and
Right.
maybe we'll find out. But I don't see anybody coming. Like, he might bonus his way.
There is another undefeated 165, right? Place.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Blaze is still undefeated.
Ooh.
We still got to
That's
see
right.
that. It's coming up this weekend, probably.
No, sorry, I misspoke because Blaze is legit.
Yeah, he is.
More than legit.
He's a
He's really
PSU
good.
slayer. Took Kasich last year, right? He likes those PSU scalps.
Yeah. Oof. But if I'm thinking like, okay, I mean they're all like, if you put them in a different season, they all could win. But since I got to pick one of these guys, like the person that like, dang, I wish that guy was on my team would be Jesse Mendez.
Jesse Mendez. All right, congratulations, Jesse. You're the inaugural regular season MVP from the QuadR Wrestling Report. I would have went with Younger. I think that hammer at the end, you say like, oh, when it comes down to heavyweight and like you need like bonus, there's like only a few, maybe one heavyweight where you're like, all right, we got this. Because a decent, a top 20 heavyweight is really hard to bonus, right? But not for Younger. I mean, like, so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and it's just like MVP, right? It's like you can take Mitchell out of the Penn State lineup and like they're still killing everyone, right? So it's sort of like hard to be the MVP, but he's certainly like, I would say like, if we had an outstanding wrestler category, I think Mitchell Messenbrink would probably be, the outstanding wrestler for the regular season.
Yeah,
he is without a doubt. Generational guy. I mean, I'm super excited for him in cars battles and things like that and seeing what he does internationally. He seems to like still have the passion and still have the health, which is like big. All right. So yeah, I think the Big Ten Conference, the coaches meetings tomorrow. You don't have actual like
we have pre-seeds.
We have pre-seeds. Matt is definitely like put together a picks, but it doesn't make sense for us to go through a bunch of picks. We'll just kind of briefly talk about weights. So Spencer Moore is the 2, Buzakis the 3. I don't think it really matters that much. I think you're probably looking at a Lilladal Buzakis final here. Think anything other than that?
No, I mean these brackets are all going to change, so
right. But I mean if Buzakis moves up to the 2, it's still the same thing, right? 2 and 3. I mean, he ends up getting a bye and gets Rivera, but there's just not a lot of people I don't think they can challenge the top 3 at 125 in my mind. But I mean, the crazy thing is a lot of these Yahoos wrestle like 1-score matches.
Yeah.
So that could happen. 133, it's tough. So Blaze got the 1 seed. I guess he's too far ahead that Bird can't challenge that. So it's going to be Bird, Davino, and if you're Davino or you're Bird, you got to go through, a really good wrestler, and then just to make the finals against Blaze. So it sets up pretty well for Blaze. Pretty big drop off down to 4 in terms of Dan Fujit, who's obviously a good wrestler, but All-American last year. But Drake Ayala there. It's a great weight. Jacob Van Die's the 6. I mean, like, it's just deep. But I'm super excited for Davino Bird. I think it I don't think necessarily the winner of this is not indicative of who's going to win. And I mean, there's Seidel, there's Forrest, there's like lots of wrestlers outside the Big Ten. So anyway, it should be a fun weight. Jesse's probably going to roll through. So we could see Jesse Hardy again in the finals. I guess Hardy got him last year. I don't think that happens this year. But so we got Van Ness, Styles. I think Jackson Joy and Biskins. I mean, the real threats to Van Ness are outside the Big Ten. I feel like, but it is important to note that Shane Van Ness has never won the Big Ten tournament or the NCAA tournament. So he does seem to find a way to like lose a match here and there. So it's certainly not a walk in the park. I mean, a lot of people are penciling him in as like one of the near lock national champs, and I think that's kind of crazy.
That's like, that's.
That, yeah, that's weird to me. Because
I mean, if you did like 50-50, I would go against him.
oh, for sure. I'd say,
Yeah, right.
man, how low would you have to go before you take him at even odds?
Probably 5%.
Yeah, it might be like around 10, 15, but yeah, right. Lots of landmines, and he's never done it
Not a
before.
lot.
Right?
I mean, if they gave me Messenbrink 50-50, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Right, I'm laying money on that for sure. So we got obviously the 1-2 is Antrell and PJ Duke. So potential rematch there, but we have Brandon Cannon, PJ Duke in the quarterfinals.
Well, they're gonna mix this all up, but
I don't know that they will. Like, there is some criteria that they can't just scramble it. They have to be within like X number of points. So Cannon could maybe move up to the 6th, which would then put him against Millar or.
But it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any. It's gonna get mixed up for sure.
Either way, right? There's some landmines here. I'd say that like obviously Brandon Cannon at the 7, Cannon Webster at the 3. Catcherbone from Michigan's pretty fun wrestler. So
sometimes we assume that people aren't wrestling because of like we don't do the most obvious thing, which is like they're not healthy.
Right.
And so Brandon Cannon, he was looking great at NDI in November, but we haven't seen him in a while. So
no, yeah, I mean,
who knows how he's wrestling now?
Maybe he's healthy. Maybe he medically forfeits
out.
He
just wants to get 6th, and get to NCAA's, but then he needs just one more week to be healthy. Like,
right?
That's not the thing about the Big Tens. It's like there's like this chess thing about there's the pride of taking first place, but you can go all the way down to like 7th place and still
right. Allocation wise, yeah,
still go to there
for sure. And if you're undefeated, ranked number 1, he wrestles one match. He's a potential at large too. Even if he doesn't, 65, you got Caliendo Blaze down on the bottom, Miss Messenbrink on the top. Interested to see Caliendo was able to flip the script on Ladarian Lockett. So see if he can flip the script on Joey Blaze. I certainly think that he can. There's definitely that. And but I still think Messenbrink takes this. Though Messenbrink Blaze is a more compelling matchup to me than Caliendo, just because we haven't seen it.
Right.
We've seen Mitchell and Caliendo a number of times. 174, Minto Haynes, they'll probably flip, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, it means that Haynes gets Matt Nona, which he really overpowered at the duel. I mean, there's a huge power difference there. And then Minto and Kennedy. So, I'd say for Haynes, he probably better matches up better with Matt Nona. But Minto, I don't know. Both those guys are tricky. Kennedy and Matt.
Yeah.
For sure. In different ways. Patrick Kennedy's not exactly tricky, but he's hard to wrestle. Say that. 184, super interesting. Right now, Ferrari is way back in like the 9 seed, right?
Right.
So that means, or the 8, he'd have Rocco Welch, second round. Which, well, that's what happens when you don't wrestle, right? So, Allred's out there. Oh, Mickinelli. I haven't seen, he hasn't been on TV that much, right? I mean, just
it was the same thing last year.
Had the bad start, and then, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's a good bracket, for sure. 197. I mean, Kevin McDaniel's the 2 seed. I mean, I feel like there's pretty big disparity between him and Josh Barr. Right? So I'd say this is Josh Barr's. He didn't win last year, though. Lost to Cardenas from Michigan, right? So, Jacob. But I'd say this is the year. He's just got to dodge that Gabe Arnold landmine in the semis.
Right.
The most interesting wrestler. Man, look at these brackets. This is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, man. What a great tournament this is going to be. And then Tay
And
Galliard.
Penn State this year.
Yeah. Yep. And that heavyweight's great too. Right?
So Tay gets the 1 seed. Man, when you saw AJ Major Tay at NDI,
Right.
he was a tumbler.
Right.
How he's the 1 seed at Big Tens.
Yeah. He's wrestling great. Yeah, he notched the wins. To do it, Braxton Amos is still looking for that signature. So that's a good match. I mean, looks like Mirasol and Amos in the quarters. That's fun. So, yeah.
Rumbler versus Tumbler.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, so that's that. Yeah, it should be a ton of fun. I mean, I'm sure, right? Get out there on Madness, make your picks. We'll make our picks, and then right, beat us and win a hat. Big 12s. The big news there was Frost withdrew, so that's kind of a bummer. Changes 133, so now Frost replacement gets Jax in the first round. There you go. It's not really. You're not going to completely know where he's at after that. But,
right.
But anyway, like it's pretty deep. Didn't have as much of wacky seating, but this should be a lot of fun as well. Let's see.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about the wacky seating, and that I think just came from like the wacky people not wrestling and people changing and all that stuff. So I like that the incentives are there, and here's how you do it. And if you got some other reasons you want to sit and for health or winning this particular duel or whatever, that's fine, but it's going to cost you like it.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with the Big Ten algorithm is that it weighs against the field, and like Bird and like Haynes wrestled 4 backups, which they can't control.
Right.
So they didn't get any points for guys against the field. You just have to optimize it to like, I don't know. I would prefer they just do it as a team. Like, it doesn't matter who's wrestling. Penn State earned the 1 seed, or if Illinois earned the 1 seed or the 3 seed at this weight. Like, you don't even put names on it. You just do you just do the teams. You do the conference schedule. And then if that doesn't settle it, then you go to like other criteria. But to me, it should be like the conference schedule, right? And like the NDI duels, even though they were like first conference, shouldn't count. Like, it should just be your conference schedule. And then if you need other criteria, you expand from there. But, that's a great thing. Everybody's got an opinion. We are not alone in like knowing exactly how things should be done. So this is from Justin Bash. This is the graphic he made. So the originator of the internet graphic, Justin Bash. So thank you for doing this. But you can see here, all times Eastern. So Friday, we've got the Pac-12, we got the EIWA, the SoCon, the MAC, and the Big 12. Starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, huh? Woo.
Yeah.
Coming fast. And then Saturday, we have the Big 10 starting. Okay, and those others continuing. And then on Sunday, we've got one-day tournaments for the Ivies and also the ACC. So that's crazy. So the Big 10 finals are Sunday at 4 p.m. That's 3 p.m. here, right?
It says all times Eastern on there, right?
Yeah, so it'll be 3 p.m. I'm in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That's, so I don't know. So like they kick you out of the dad's room from like 2 to 4. So
Oh, okay.
We'll work on that. So anyway, exciting. Yeah, I'm planning on watching a ton of wrestling. Looks like ESPN Plus, Big Ten Network, and Flow get you there. The ACC is on the ACC network.
Yeah, I know. Stanford is in there.
Do you have the ACC network?
I didn't because I got the season tickets, so I was like, I'll go watch all the home duels.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think I
think
have
next
it.
year. Oh,
I
you have
think
it?
yeah, I think it comes. I think it's on YouTube. Has it YouTube TV? So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
coordinate on
All right.
Sunday.
Good.
See if we can get some stuff done there. All right, awesome. Enjoy the wrestling, everyone. It is going to be a blast. And here we are. We have arrived. Best of Social now. Roy was having some internet issues at the beginning of the evening, so he just sent me a bunch of links. I have no idea what they are, and so we'll just click on them and see. But anyway, like I'll start with me. Somebody made a graphic of all the dropped programs. Did you see this?
Oh yeah, I saw this video. Yeah, with all the singlets.
Yeah, pretty wild. I don't like, man. I mean, I feel like how did you have enough wrestlers, like D1 level wrestlers? And maybe like there's so much specialization now, that like the
Yeah.
elite are so much better. The top guys. Um, like pretty much everybody who wins an NCAA title was ranked first or second, like coming out of high school, right? I mean, the development happens earlier and everything, but I kind of feel
Uh,
like there's not enough for like what we have now. You know what I mean? Like, uh, there's just not enough D1 talent, like to, stock like 110 teams or something like that. But
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean, there wouldn't be more like it'd be the same people being all Americans, right? You'd just
Right.
have more people. Uh, people who are 10 and 15 right now would become 15 and 10, and then the new people would be the 10 and 15 guys.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
And it could be a good experience for them, or yeah. It's
Yeah.
to me like the more concerning thing is just like there's like huge regions of the country, like Florida and Texas don't have teams.
Yeah, I mean, California is probably the most embarrassing. I mean, Florida and
Yeah,
Texas are not exactly wrestling powerhouses, but California is.
yeah, and yeah. What do we just got? Like Stanford, Cal Poly, Bakersfield, um, and my NCBU is about to go.
Right.
Fresno State. There was a guy when I was coaching in Beverly Hills, and he used to be the coach at Santa Monica High, and he wrestled for UCLA.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
Wow.
what?
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yeah. And all right. So this is link one for you, Roy. Find out what it is.
All right. This is from Hawkeye Source.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to read it because it's too small on my screen. Oh, there we go.
I'm bumping it up.
Okay.
To this woman announcer, Buchanan was not gassed. He's holding his deep rib cage on top of mentioning him having a heart attack. So I guess we talked a little bit about this.
We did talk about this, but the Iowa people had to like come online and defend Kevin.
Yeah, that was not Pena's finest moment for sure.
Yeah.
All right, close them.
I loved that. I loved though. It was just funny to me that they didn't speculate about anything else first. Like they just said, could he be having a heart attack? Like
Yeah,
that's a
right.
normal wrestling matches. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this happens in wrestling. Guys have heart attacks.
Yeah, it was all just so weird. And I mean, like you say, like if she's asking questions, which is like generating like discussion and like things like that. But like, yeah, so that's fine. Like I said, like not knowing all of the ins and outs of freestyle wrestling's understood, right? But right, I mean, she is a UFC champion.
Right.
You know a little bit about combat sport. All right, BTN views. This was from Kozak, I think, but or Spay. Viewership for wrestling on the Big Ten Network last weekend. Ohio State and Penn State, 260,000. Michigan at Iowa, almost 100K. Nebraska and Indiana, 30K. Illinois at Northwestern, 2,000. So I think we talked about that before, like the importance of having Ohio State or Penn State or Oklahoma State or Iowa to the viewership, and preferably some combination of them.
I mean, it's just so weird that Illinois and Northwestern, and to a smaller extent, like Northern Illinois and SIUE. I mean, Illinois is like a wrestling state,
Right.
yet somehow the fan base has not picked. Maybe there's too many. I don't know, but they haven't really like coalesced around either of these schools.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
The best people from Illinois go somewhere else. And I think they'd like if the best guy from Illinois this year went to Iowa, I think they'd start watching Iowa rather than.
Right. Well, so Ben DeVino's from Illinois.
Right.
So there's that. And Michigan actually usually recruits out of Illinois. Like Will Lewan was Illinois, and Bragason's Illinois. All right. Link number 2, Roy.
Oh, somebody made some fan art.
Oh, the scene that will go down annals of half history. Yeah, I saw that. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like the American Revolutionary War.
I know, I love it. I know, you got to lean in, man. This is professional combat sports. Very good. And like, did you watch? And like Ben was just like on Giorgio a juicer, and like, it's like you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, that was a little.
That's a little sketch.
Yeah, it was almost like Ben was like, "Don't ever ask me to do this again." Like that was the vibe I got from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had something else to do tonight.
Right. I mean, well, he got Keegan on the card and got him paid to like,
right,
not show out. Cookie Monster. All right. See this?
Oh. Yeah.
So Kale saying like he used to post and then he like completely stopped. And now that he's got like a product out here, he just posted a video of like him playing video games and then tagged Kale's cookie. Like like if you're like this much of an enigma and like so like popular, like I guess this is all you have to do to like this is his marketing. Let's shoot a video of me playing Halo or whatever, and then it's just kind of funny. I don't know. All right, cool. But yep. All right, link 3, Roy. What do you got?
Yeah, this is just this is from Jacob Casper. Bird punished for wrestling the full schedule. For chasing Crookham and him getting hurt, meaning Crookham getting hurt.
Right.
For Van D sitting for Big Ten scheduling, a week dual schedule. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you go 8-0 in your conference schedule, you should be auto 1 seed, unless somebody else went 8-0 and then go to criteria.
Right. No, I agree. And like also, like I feel like there should be like a legacy component. Yeah. If you're the defending champion,
right,
and you wrestle the full schedule and you're undefeated, then you should probably be the 1 seed.
Yep.
But I mean, on the other hand, it gives him a chance to potentially see both of the guys, right? I mean, like he has a chance potentially to wrestle DeVino and Blaze, get a feel, that kind of thing.
If you're the champ, it shouldn't matter what seed you are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I still believe in them, but they're just I just like that post.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people did, and a lot of people were just talking about the seeds.
Yeah. For sure. Moderation. Oh yeah, my sound's not working. So like, just click on this briefly, but this was Tom Brands talking about Gabe Arnold. And so it's like, there's no subtitles on it. So I'll give you like basically why I posted it. Because he was like, he said that sometimes when, you think you're the man, things aren't going your way, you go off in the corner and you start sucking your thumb. And he's really moderated that. So he's sucking his thumb less. Like, it was just funny how like he worded it.
Yeah.
He's like, you go in the corner and suck your thumb, and he's moderated that.
Yeah.
Like just half the thumb, or like what is thumb sucking moderation? So there, even gave you the thumb sucking sign. But anyway, it was just, I thought it was funny. What are we on? But my sound's not working out.
Oh, this is more cookie.
Oh, more cookie talk, man. I was gonna do the baked good of the baked good of the year. It's one of the awards, but
yeah. Well, Penn State's got to win something. I noticed that they
did. For sure.
Okay, Kale's neglect of the team in favor of his personal cookie brand is finally catching up with him. Obvious number one seeds like Haynes are slipping. At this rate, will any PSU wrestlers ever even be seated at NCAAs? You have to start wondering.
Yeah. It is. I mean, true. So this is it's an interesting thing, right? I mean, the expectation for that team, right. and it's at College Station, right? It's at Penn State in Happy Valley or whatever. Like, man, if they don't come out of there with like 6-8 champs, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, portal. This is from Tom Brand's quote from Hawkeye source. April 1, there'll be a lot of activity. We'll assess when guys start getting in the portal. We'll talk to their people, Brand said. When I'm talking about the portal, we've got to do a better job of looking at who those guys are, not just who's in it. Who are these guys? What is their lifestyle like? And go from there in a thorough way. Feels like he's kind of bashing his recent portal selections. I mean, Jordan Williams did like sort of wash out of the Oklahoma State team.
Yeah. With
known issues, right? So you were buying that package, so I don't know, but maybe there's some regret there or something like that. But
it's more than, you only mentioned Jordan Williams, but Indine, Nasir Bailey,
right.
Parko.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, Parko. Didn't they have somebody else who also?
Yeah, your guy, Corey Teamer.
Yeah, Teamer. And then, but then Buchanan worked out, and maybe they've looked at some things, and they also got Real Woods, so they've had some success.
Yeah, for sure.
They've had some people that didn't work out, and maybe
that's always.
I don't necessarily read this as a bashing specific, like one specific person.
Yeah, maybe not.
But I don't know. More like that he's
judging his decision making.
Right.
I guess his own. Right. Not necessarily an attack. 5, is that your next one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw this. 10 years.
OPRF alone.
All right. OPRF.
Unfortunately, the audio is not working.
Yeah. This is the you can't grow a mullet in a day. You can't win the Big Ten title in a day. Sammy Brooks delivering the goods. So, yes, for sure. Husky pride. All right. Yeah, I don't know what. Right. I'm sure I could get my audio working, but there's. Oh, and the last one here. This is from the Ohio State University. Color up. So they posted just 2 days before the start of the Big Ten championships, and they posted what color singlets they're going to wear each session.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So session 1, they're wearing the throwback scarlet. Session 2, they're wearing the black. Session 3, they're wearing the regular scarlet. And then for session 4, they're going to wear silver.
Sure.
And I'm wondering, like, well, I'm definitely tuning into 3 now. Like, what?
Right.
I'm just confused on, like, why they're posting what color singlets they're wearing at, like, for given sessions. I'm just trying to, like, understand the marketing in it, you know? Like, why? Like, I don't know.
Maybe it's like part of the recruiting pitch is we definitely have clean singlets all the time.
Right. And choose. You should have like session 3, choose your own, or something. I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand it. Like why they decided, like, hey, in case you were wondering, these are the color
The surprise
singlets.
is kind of fun too.
Right.
When they come out to like new singlets and you're like, okay, this is serious, you know. Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's a big like mix up. They're not actually doing it.
Ooh.
Fake out. I don't think. Well, that's it, man. Fun show. Awesome. So yeah, lots of wrestling tomorrow. We'll see Dad at 8 and just sit down and watch wrestling.
Nice.
And then yeah, we'll see if we can get you hooked up for the ACC. At least the finals. Sada takes it.
Oh yeah, he's the 1 seed. But he's got to beat Stout again. Well, if Stout makes the finals, which he probably will.
Very cool. All right, Roy. Go ahead and take us out.
All right. Don't forget, toe the line in everything you do.
QuadR out. Thanks, everyone. Like and subscribe.